This is part 2. If you guys haven't checked out part 1, make sure you do that first. The link is in the description below, or hit the thumbnail and enjoy. With regards to online presence, social media, what are you doing there as a tool to bring in new customers? What are maybe 2-3 things you could share with us that you believe makes your laundromat stand out from other competitors? On average, what are you spending to keep the machines running per month?
And that's also how the IRS finds out if you're cheating on your taxes with the laundromat.
Oh, wow. Jeff, how important is location for a laundromat, and how did you end up choosing yours?
Good question. Location is everything for a laundromat. Or not everything, but it's a big part of it. You got to be somewhere where people need to do laundry. So you want apartments, apartment complexes, college kids, maybe a tourist business, like where there's a lot of travel, you know, hotels, motels, big families. Like we're in a heavily populated area with a lot of bigger families, and so you'll have customers coming in here doing laundry for maybe 10 people. So they'll just take up a whole row and then some. If you're in a place where there's just a bunch of single people and they're not doing a lot of laundry, then that's a whole different kind of market, and they might be more cater to them with just a drop-off service, like single man or whatever. But we have a mix of all that stuff here.
How did you just stumble across your location?
That was a long process. Once I decided I wanted to get a laundromat and I got the bug, I started stopping in all the laundromats that I drove by, and once you notice them, they're all over Los Angeles. Like sometimes there's 2 on the same block facing each other, like kitty corner or something. It's like really, really competitive, really dense with laundromats. I found this one, the property was for sale, the business was for sale. I bugged the guy for months and months and just stayed on him, and it he got other offers and ebbed and flowed, and it just happened. Yeah.
Awesome. With what you know now, what would you tell yourself when you just got into this business of maybe mistakes to avoid, things to do differently?
I had a lot of gut feelings about things that we're doing now. We're rolling them out, like the pickup and delivery, the software that we got to do that, the upgraded website that we have to back that. I should have done all that the first year, but I sort of just kind of crept into that kind of stuff over the 3 years that we've had the business. And looking back now, I just wish I'd done it all the first year.
You wish you'd execute it much faster. So what held you back?
Just being fiscally prudent, like trying to kind of, learning a whole new business. I had no idea of how to run a laundromat.
Right.
So a lot of learning and all that. And it's easy to say in hindsight, oh, I would have done this, but that's the question, right? Is like, what would you have done? So I would have just jumped in with both feet and just gotten the software, started the pickup and delivery, done the drop off, all that stuff right off the top, because it's there, the market's there,
Yep. So I would say to you guys watching that if you find yourself thinking about these things, but hesitating on execution, you hear from the man that's been at it for a while. Execute right away. It's going to only help your business. With regards to online presence, social media, what are you doing there as a tool to bring in new customers?
The thing I'm really fond of right now is I'm using Google My Business, and I just post. I'm not even paying for Google ads, which is another level we could jump to eventually. But right now I'm just sort of getting the lay of the land, and I'll offer a promo for like 20 or 25% off. Last month I had a great success with it. We got like 13 new customers within the first couple weeks just from one promo I did on Google My Business. And that tracks how many people visited, how many impressions, and then because of the name of the promo code, I could tell where they saw the ad.
Interesting. So that's simply creating a business page on Google, and then within that platform,
posting on that.
Posting boosts and things like that.
Exactly. So it's just a photo of some finished wash and fold drop off. I think it was getting ready to get loaded into the truck, and then it had a coupon that was like new 2020. And then I can tell on the computer how many people have cashed in on that. And it's like, oh, you came from the Google My Business. And last month I was like, wow, and each of those customers is worth probably anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a year if we keep them.
Right.
So if they become repeats, and so far it's looking good, then that's all new business. That's what I want, and that's what we're going for. That's where all our focus is right now.
On average, what are you spending to keep the machines running per month?
This month, he sent me the bill for parts. It was $35.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it could be as low as that. What are some of the highest months that you didn't expect to see?
One of these needed a new motor, but these are brand new, so it was under warranty. But it would have probably cost $100 for the motor. to get a new motor.
That's not a lot.
120 bucks, whatever. But it can add up, you know, if you start. These are all new machines. Like these are only a couple years old, so they'll probably go for another, I don't know, 5 or 7 years, and then you might start to feel a need to like start getting parts and stuff. I think a couple door circuits, 1 or 2 of these have been swapped out. That's like 20 bucks.
So they're pretty durable. I mean, if they run for up to 8 years without giving you much trouble,
tanks, yeah. These
makes
are
sense
actually,
why they're worth $5,000.
They're slightly more expensive. Like I think it's the most expensive of the brands, but they're really, really well made, very solid machines, yeah.
What's the biggest challenge? I mean, the biggest challenge of operating and running a laundromat business?
I think it's differentiating yourself, making your business unique so that people feel comfortable here. They want to come back. There's a face to it. They know that my wife and I run the business and own it. And a lot of the customers here have seen our children, and they know that we'll take their calls and fix their problems. And if they need a special attention, we're here for them. They can call us, you know.
Jeff, what are maybe 2, 3 things you could share with us that you believe make your business, your laundromat, stand out from other competitors?
Well, like I was saying before, I will talk to anybody that calls me and has a problem with their laundry, and a lot of times people will be like, you know, I'm missing something, or I'm not happy with the service. So it's customer service, I think, is the short answer there.
Sounds easy, but it's probably a lot more difficult to accomplish that level, isn't it?
Some days, man, I just pulling my hair out like I can't believe. But then other days, I do like people. I love our customers. We love our customers. They're great. It's rewarding to feel like you've sort of closed the deal, that they're going to come back, that they're happy with their experience, and you know, maybe you give them a free wash, or you have to go that extra mile or whatever. But
that goes far.
Yeah, it means a lot to them, and it's nice to see them coming. And you see them every week. You'll see, you know, the same. I've seen some of the same faces every week, or twice, or 3 times a week for 3 years now.
Wow.
You know,
that's great.
So, and I know we have probably about 500 regular customers, just from analyzing the numbers and all that. And then there's always new people coming in, and you know, it's just, it's a part of the community.
Guys, we'd love to hear from you if you're running a business similar to this, what you're doing to differentiate yourself from your competitors. So please comment below. Let us know what you're doing, what's working, what's not. We always read all our comments, so thank you for doing that. I want to touch on how to determine the right location for a laundromat. Are you using certain tools, resources to determine the demographics and whether that would be a good fit? Any tips and points and resources for us in the audience to be able to use that?
Yeah, you definitely want to vet out the business when you go to buy your business, like do your due diligence. And one thing I learned about a laundromat is you can actually get the water meter reading they check the water meter on the street. They pull up that little tile. Okay. So what I started doing is any laundromat I was interested in, and I learned this from a broker, I believe, take a picture of the water meter and then come back in a week and take another picture. Okay. And then come back in another week and just keep track of that. And you can kind of see how much water is used. And then if you know the prices of the machines and how much water that you can go online and find out how many gallons per cycle, you can figure out how many cycles, and based on their price, you can sort of generate an idea of what their revenue is, give or take. You know, and that's also how the IRS finds out if you're cheating on your taxes with the laundromat.
Oh, wow.
So that's something that people used to think it was like a place to launder money or whatever. I don't think the IRS is buying that anymore. They can check your water meter, know how much you're actually using. So
that's a great tip, you guys. I had no idea that you can go off the water meters, which is public property. You can probably open it, take a picture of it, and then sort of measure that as a way to determine whether it's a viable business to pursue.
Don't tell anybody I told you that. And don't let a laundromat owner catch you doing that, because they might get pissed off and come after you. But
do it quietly. So Jeff, we've got some Blitz questions for you. They're quick answer questions, no more than 10 seconds, just for fun, to maybe get to know you a little bit, see how you're thinking. The first question is, what would be the worst name that you could have given to your business?
Coin Laundry.
Coin Laundry. That's pretty.
A lot of people do that, though.
That's pretty boring. Okay.
It's descriptive, though.
If you could go back in time and tell your younger self, don't do this or don't make this mistake, what would it be?
Don't try heroin. No, I don't know.
Hey, that's an answer. What's the weirdest thing that you have seen here at Rosie Laundry?
I saw a man fall down on the floor and crack his head and start bleeding.
Oh,
and
no.
I think he was just drunk or disabled or something, I don't know, or both.
The things you'll see in the laundromats,
Yeah,
right?
it was really upsetting. It's my first week here too, by the way.
Wow.
And everything since then has been uphill.
Okay, good. Tell us honestly, do you like meetings?
Sure.
So for those thinking, I'm looking for a passive business, laundromat may be the thing, what could you tell them? Piece of advice, suggestions?
You definitely have to work hard in getting your systems and your staff up to speed on allowing you to be hands-off. And it's possible. It has to do with hiring good employees and having a little faith in the systems you create. And it's going to be different for every laundromat and every group of customers and every group of staff.
That's great. And it takes time. You got to be patient.
Takes
right?
time. Yeah, definitely takes time.
A lot of people want it now, but
Yeah.
in reality, it's never the case.
And I'm learning the ropes. So a lot of it is hands-on, like I'm afraid to let go. But some things you let go and you're like, oh, this works better if I don't touch it. Like let the staff do the wash, dry, fold. I don't need to monitor it. You know, I've got cameras and software and it's being covered. If something goes wrong, customer calls me and, you know, we'll make it right. We'll fix it. You know, we're here to take care of your laundry. We want your business, you know, we'll make you happy. So. Another great thing about these Dexters, I didn't tell you about Dexter Live and Dexter Pay. That's something that this laundromat offers. The traditional self-service laundromat is coin operated. Nowadays with COVID, you don't want to be handling money and coins, getting them out. So you can pay with your credit card. You can use the Dexter Pay app, which basically is a free app. And this number up here on the wall, 2556, that's this location. So all of these machines here, these Dexter brand machines, are controllable from the customer's phone. So they just walk up, oh, I want number 17, 18, 19. They start them. It dings their phone when the laundry's done. And when it's ready to add bleach, it tells you what to do so they can go out and do all this stuff and come back. So it's really handy.
Convenient.
Puts it on their credit card or whatever.
Jeff, you've got an amazing story for you to get into this industry, not knowing a clue about it, and yet building it up and having such high ambitions and goals. So thank you for sharing us what you shared with us. I hope you guys took away a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
My pleasure. This is the end of part 2. I hope you guys were inspired, educated in one way or another. We are here for you. Make sure you take a second to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and make sure you check out all our other videos. Thank you so much for watching.